Hi guys, I hope all is well. So we have an O-level past paper question from the year 2019. The session is October-November. This is question number 9. We'll discuss how to write expressions, find area, how to find quadratic equations, and how to solve for roots. Let's start. So the question in front of us has a rectangle in it, and there are two shaded rectangles and two unshaded rectangles. The question says ABCD is a rectangle with AB equals 10 and AD equals 12 centimeters. PQ is parallel to AB and RS is parallel to AD. Y is the point of intersection of PQ and RS. BR and DP equals X centimeters. A small rectangle and a square are shaded. This and this. Okay. Write down an expression in terms of X for AR. Now, in order to do that, first we need to look at the dimensions. So the question mentioned earlier that AB is equal to 10 centimeters and AD is equal to 12 centimeters. And this part right here is X and this part right here is X as well. To find AP or AR, you need to subtract the length by the length and the X's in both of these. So for AR, For AR, I'm talking about this length, you subtract X from 10, so that would be the length of AR, 10 minus X, right here. Let's write that right here. Okay, AP, that means if you're talking about this length, if you subtract X from 12, you would get AP. So AP is 12 minus X, so let's write that over here. The next part says area of shaded rectangle ARYP over area of rectangle ABCD equals 3 over 4. Show that x square minus 22x plus 30 equals 0. So let's talk about ARYP first. ARYP is this. So let's remove all the external scribblings that we've done on the diagram. One second. So if we talk about this area right here, about this and this rectangle for ARYP, you will need the length of this part and this part. So the width, which is AR, is of course mentioned in the first part, 10 minus X. So we do 10 minus X times the length, which is AP. AP is this length, which is 12 minus X. So we multiply this by 12 minus X over the area of the rectangle ABCD. AB was 10 and AD was 12. So length times breadth is 120. So we write 10 times 12, which is 120. We can write 120 right here. Equals 3 over 4. Now, let's open this part up. When we do that, 10 times 12 gives us 120. And then 10 times negative x gives us negative 10x. Negative x times 12 gives us negative 12x. And then negative x times negative x gives us positive x square over 120 equals 3 over 4. Let's solve this first. Let's simplify this. So you get 120 minus 22x plus x square over 120. The next step is that you can cross multiply this. So this gets multiplied by 4 and 3 gets multiplied by 120. So let's write all of that on the right side over there. So 4 times 120 gives us 480 minus 4 times 22 gives us 88x, and 4 times x squared gives us 4x squared, and this is equal to 3 times 120, which gives us 360. Okay, now let's bring all the variables and the numbers on one side so that this equation is set to 0. So let's write 4x squared first, and then negative 88x, then plus 480 minus 360, this is equal to 0. Okay, now we solve this. 4x squared minus 88x plus 120 equals 0. The next step is you find the factor of this equation, which I think in this case is 4, and you factor this equation out. Okay, so 4, you write that over here. Inside the parentheses, you write x squared minus 22x plus 30 equal to 0. And then this 0 gets divided by 4, so you are left with x squared minus 22x plus 30 equals 0, which is what the question asked you to show. Okay, let's move on. The next part says Solve the equation x squared minus 22x plus 30 equals 0. Show your work and give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. 1 second. Okay, so first of all, how to solve this? We can solve this using the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus minus under root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now, what is this a, b, and c? So let's write the value of a here. A is 1, b is negative 22, and c is positive 30. So let's plug these values into this formula. Negative b plus minus b squared negative 22 squared minus 4 times 1 times 30 over 2 times 1. Okay, so this becomes positive, so you get 22 plus minus, let's solve the root, let's solve the values inside it. So 22 squared minus 4 times 30 gives us 364. 364 is right there over 2. And if you solve this further, you would get two values of x. One is for the positive sign over here, and one is for the negative sign over here. So let's solve for the positive one first. 22 plus under root 364 divided by 2 gives us 20.54. And the other value of x, which is solved for the negative sign in the middle, is 22 minus under root 364 divided by 2. It gives us 1.46. So let's write the values over here. 1.46 or 20.54. Okay. The next part says find the total unshaded area in rectangle ABCD. So the total unshaded area is either this or this added up. How do we do that? First, let's erase all of this. 1 second. In order to find the area of this rectangle over here, you multiply this with this. So this right here is the width, which is the value of x. It can either be 20 or 1.46. But the problem is it cannot be 20, because if the longest side of the rectangle is 12, how can this be 20 or 20.54? So this ought to be 1.46. So let's write that over here. So this is 1.46, and then the length of this rectangle is 10 minus 1.46, because it was 10 minus x. So what is 10 minus 1.46? It is 8.54. Okay, so this is the length and the width of PDSY. Now let's talk about RBQY. So this right here is 1.46, and BQ of course would be 12 minus 1.46, which gives us 10.54. Okay, so BQ is 10.54. Now we have all the dimensions. Let's find the areas. So the area of PDSY is width times length. The width is 1.46, the length is 8.54. So when we do that, 1.46 times 8.54, it gives us 12.47. Okay, then let's find the area of RBQY. So RBQY is equal to width times length. The width is of course 1.46 times the length is 10.54. Okay, this was centimeter square. Sorry, I forgot to write that. So 1.46 times 10.54. 1.46 times 10.5. 1 second. 10.54 gives us 15.39 centimeters squared. Okay, since we have to find the total unshaded area, we add the two areas. We add these two values. We get 12.47 plus 15.39. Let's see what we get. 12.47 added to this gives us 27.86. Yeah, so that is your area, or you can write it as 27.9 centimeters squared. I hope the question made sense. The complete working of this question is present in the description below for you to download. If you like the video, hit the subscribe button, and thank you for watching.